Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today is the weekly Star Wars recap for January 29th, 2024, which this week there's a lot of news to get into. There's some Bad Batch stuff, but also some comic news and whatnot also. But before I get into the news, gotta jump into the new releases. Starting off with the stuff that came out last week, there was the High Republic Adventures Phase 3 Issue 2, and Thrawn Alliance's comic adaptation Issue 1. I didn't read either of those. But coming out this week, there's the High Republic Escape from Valo, which will come out January 30th, 2024, which is the first middle grade novel for Phase 3. And then Dr. Aphra Issue 40, which will come out January 31st, 2024, which that will be the final issue of the second Dr. Aphra series. So yeah, but that's it for new releases, so let's jump into the news. Which first we finally got some more news about the upcoming third and final season of Star Wars The Bad Batch with a new trailer which showed several characters and locations, including the surprise return of Asajj Ventress, which I'll get into that more in a moment. I did do a full trailer breakdown, which you could check out where I go more in depth into everything from the trailer. But alongside the trailer, we got a release date, an episode schedule, and the titles for all the episodes, which the season will premiere on February 21st with the first 3 episodes, and then the season will consist of 15 total episodes with the final one airing May 1st. But like I said, we got the titles, so I'll read those off, which on February 21st we'll have Episode 1, Confined, Episode 2, Paths Unknown, and Episode 3, Shadows of Tantus. Then on February 28th, we'll have Episode 4, A Different Approach. Then on March 6th, we'll have Episode 5, The Return. March 13th, we'll have Episode 6, Infiltration, and Episode 7, Extraction. March 20th, we'll have Episode 8, Bad Territory. March 27th, there'll be Episode 9, The Harbinger. April 3rd, we'll have Episodes 10, Identity Crisis, and Episode 11, Point of No Return. Then April 10th, we'll have Episode 12, Juggernaut. April 17th, we'll have Episode 13, Into the Breach. April 24th, we'll have Episode 14, Flash Strike. And then May 1st, Episode 15, The Cavalry Has Arrived, which will be the series finale. So yeah, don't really have anything to really take from any of these episode titles. Don't really know what will be going on in any of them. But like I said, obviously there was a lot revealed in the trailer. But the biggest thing was at the very end, where they revealed that Asajj Ventress will return, which she last appeared in the novel Dark Disciple, which adapted some unfinished episodes from Star Wars The Clone Wars. I think it was supposed to be a 8 episode arc, and because those episodes went unfinished, they turned it into a novel. But in the novel, we see Asajj meet the Jedi Quinlan Voss, and then, a bunch of stuff happens. But near the end of the novel, Asajj ends up dying, and the events of that novel take place before the end of the Clone Wars, where the Bad Batch takes place after the Clone Wars, so therefore after her death. So that means she must be back from the dead. And in an article on StarWars.com, there was quotes from supervising director Brad Raw talking about that and saying that they are taking into account prior stories, including the novel Dark Disciple, and will honor the events of that story. But, they obviously don't want to spoil anything right now, so, not revealing much of what exactly her story in The Bad Batch will be. Which I am excited to see the character return in animation. Though I will say I do kind of wish it was, an actual animated version of the Dark Disciple novel, because I am not the biggest fan of bringing characters back from the dead. But if there is a character where it does make sense, Asajj would be one, as she is a Night Sister, and they've been shown to kind of do stuff like that. Obviously, in some cases, it's more zombie-like things, but, still, Night Sisters, they got weird magic going on, so they can do stuff like that. So it does make a little more sense than some other characters who've been brought back from the dead. But, I am excited to see what will be going on with her character and whatnot in the Bad Batch. But, I'm obviously excited to see the titular Bad Batch group return also in the 3rd season, as I've really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Obviously a little sad that's going to be ending with the third season, but, I am excited to see how their story will seemingly conclude in this third and final season. But moving on to some comic news. First, there was a new comic miniseries revealed from Marvel titled Darth Maul Black, White, and Red, which will be similar to last year's Darth Vader Black, White, and Red, and some other Marvel comics will use the name Black, White, and Blood, which I haven't read any of those other Marvel ones, but I did read the Vader one. I thought it was alright, but the Vader one was 4 issues, and each issue had 3 different stories, which this Darth Maul one will seemingly be different, as each issue will have its own one story. And a lot like the Vader one, this Maul one will be 4 issues. So there'll be 4 different stories in each of the 4 issues. But each issue will have a different creative team, which the first issue will be written by Benjamin Percy, with art by Stefano Raphael, and it will release April 25th, 2024, which there was a description for that issue which says, Darth Maul stars in his very own horror blockbuster. A prison ship transporting a cult known as the Final Oculation goes offline, and Darth Maul is sent by Palpatine to investigate. What he finds on board is the stuff of nightmares. It's up to him to stop this profoundly dark and unstable force that wishes to bring chaos to the galaxy. So yeah, I'm excited to get more Maul stories, as I feel like it's been a little bit now since we've had a story with Maul in it, at least as a main character, which this issue will seemingly be set before The Phantom Menace, which there is some Maul comics that have been set before The Phantom Menace. There's the 2017 miniseries, and there was the Darth Maul Age of Republic one-shot from 2019, so another comic set before The Phantom Menace. I would assume in the other 3 issues will probably be set during other times also, like the Clone Wars and whatnot, and maybe even after the Clone Wars when he's running Crimson Dawn, which, I do want to see more Maul stories set in that time, as there's a lot of questions still there, but I'm excited for this series. Obviously, when it comes out, I'll probably do reviews of it, which the first issue, like I said, comes out in April, but we also learned the other comics coming out in April, which there are a couple. First, The High Republic Phase 3, Issue 6, written by Cam Scott with art by Jim Tao, and it'll come out April 3rd, 2024, which the description for that says, Back to the light. Someone close to the Jedi fell from grace long ago, but there's always good in people, isn't there? Force users clash as a rogue freewheeler terrorizes the sacred streets of an ancient moon. Plus, secrets are revealed as the Starlight Jedi reunite. But how long will their alliance last? Then Star Wars Issue 45, which will be written by Charles Soule, with art by Matabik Musabekov, and will come out April 3rd, 2024, which the description for that says, The greatest trial in the galaxy continues. Lando Calrissian is on trial for crimes against the Alliance. The evidence is clear, and his friends have turned against him. From Luke Skywalker to Leia Organa. Lando's only hope is Darth Vader, which then there's Darth Vader issue 45, written by Greg Pak with art by Adam Gorham, which will come out April 11th, 2024, which the description for that says, A secret plan to take down the Emperor. Darth Vader has used the Schism Imperial to secure terrible new forces, including the cyborgs of the Mar Corps and the death machine of Governor Tontaza. But what treasure or horror lies within the matrium of frozen tears? And what cost will Vader and his allies pay to secure it? And then Mace Windu issue 3, which will be written by Mark Bernardin with art by George Giannetti, which will come out April 18th, 2024, which the description for that says, One of the greatest Jedi must stop an explosive secret from falling into the wrong hands. On the refinery moon Rhaenyra, Mace Windu and smuggler Azita Cruz, carrying the formula to a paradigm-smashing energy source, are on the run from Rhaenyra's security forces and a Hutt-hired bounty hunter. Can Mace dispatch a squadron of fighters led by the ruthless Anzelian Yahya Shram with nothing but his lightsaber and the Force? Introducing Miro and Dia, Duskweavers of the Hadley Path, a cult obsessed with wiping technology from the face of the galaxy. And then Jango Fett issue 2, written by Ethan Sachs with art by Luke Ross, which will come out April 25th, 2024, which the description for that says, the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy in the crosshairs of a dangerous rival. Jango Fett is after a stolen artifact at the center of a planet-wide war. But the hunter is being hunted by the notorious Aurra Sing. What is the secret conspiracy that threatens them all? And then finally, Thrawn Alliance's comic adaptation issue 4, written by Timothy Zahn and Jody Hauser, with art by Andrea DeVito and Pat Olafi, which will come out April 11th, 2024, which that will be the final issue of that comic adaptation, which also we got confirmation that the Jango Fett miniseries will be 4 issues, as didn't know exactly how many issues that was going to be, but it will be 4. But that's all the comics there. I do wonder if we'll get any new ongoing series anytime soon. I would assume probably not till after Star Wars and Darth Vader finish up, which I wouldn't be surprised if, sometime later this year. Not fully sure though. But that's all the comic news and all the news this week. Next week I'll return talking about something, I don't know. There'll probably be something to talk about. But in the meantime, check out my other videos I've done, like the Bad Batch Season 3 trailer breakdown, and everything else I've done. But I've been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Secure her in a cell. Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future.